everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. Alyssa Korm and Ken Shreve here with a look at today's action. It was a relatively mildly mixed session. The Dow outperforming today, and we're going to take a look at three compelling trades. Ken, what do you have for us?
Yes, we are going to take a look at three compelling names, starting off with Hayward Holdings, a maker of pool equipment. We'll also take a look at Applied Materials. A lot of these chip names really looking good and bullish setups here. And finally, take a look at Brazilian miner Vale, which is still holding near highs amid a lot of selling in the mining sector.
Yes, it is. So kicking things off with a look at the Nasdaq, pretty quiet day here again, down about 0.2% for the session. The S&P 500 up about 0.1% at highs, and the Dow up 0.6%, but had a little bit of playing catch up to do with the Nasdaq and S&P at highs.
Yeah, definitely. So just starting with the Nasdaq here, I thought it was a pretty impressive performance for the Nasdaq. A lot of the selling in the technology sector today was definitely in the software sector. At last check, about 6 or 7 of the day's worst performing groups in our database, with losses of 1.5% to 2%, were all software related groups. So to see the Nasdaq down marginally and closing up near a session high, pretty impressive performance as the index holds near highs.
Yeah, so software stocks maybe taking a little bit of a breather after big moves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have been rallying a lot lately. Just when you thought that software, the big leading sector in the market in 2020, they came under some selling pressure, and when it looked like the Nasdaq was going to roll over and cut below its 50-day moving average, all of a sudden the software stocks started to rally back. So a big reason behind the Nasdaq's move off its recent low around 13,000 is just increasing strength in software stocks. So the sector was under a little bit of pressure today, but a lot of names still look good there.
Yeah, even with today's pullbacks, a big for the month, a lot of those leaders are. So a quick look at the S&P 500 as well, and the Dow here. So the S&P continuing to inch up.
Yeah, I mean, up near highs. At this point, clearly the next catalyst for the market. I don't think it's so much bond yields. 10-year Treasury yield was down again today, all the way down to 1.44%. But companies just closed their books on the second quarter today, end of June. So we'll get second quarter earnings reports rolling in third week of July, starting off with a lot of reports in the financial sector. So that's probably going to be the next catalyst for the market. The issue is we're in the summertime, where volume is typically light in the market, but we'll see if a good bullish round of earnings reports can fuel more institutional buying in the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and the Dow up the most today, up above its 50-day line, holding in its same range over the last couple of sessions.
Yeah, back above its 50-day, holding above the 34,000 level. Big gainers in the Dow today: Walmart, Boeing, and Goldman Sachs. So these names are acting well. And one thing we talked about on IBD Live this morning was, at least in terms of the Nasdaq's market breadth in general has started to maybe flatten out a little bit. The Nasdaq's advanced decline line has been starting to move sideways as the index hits new highs. So it'd be nice to see breadth improve a little more. It's been kind of waning a little bit lately. That's not a deal breaker, but we're keeping an eye on going to keep an eye out for improving breadth from here.
Yep, and you at home can check out that advanced decline line on IBD's general market indicators page. And now let's take a look at a recent IPO, Hayward Holdings, ticker HAYW, in the retail leisure products group, up 1.5% today, following up on a strong gain yesterday, trying to clear that 26 level, Ken.
Yeah, and you can see how kind of the daily chart and the weekly chart offer different perspectives, because the daily chart, it's kind of trending nicely above the 50-day moving average. It's getting close to the 26 level, and it's a recent high of 26.82. But if you swing over to the weekly chart, we can see that it's a pretty nice looking test of the 10-week moving average here. So I think the technicals here look very, very good. A lot of these pool companies have been on our radar. There's probably, at least 3 or 4 companies in the space that deal with either the making of swimming pools or swimming pool equipment, like Hayward. But this is a stock that is looks like it's still in the early stages of being discovered by Wall Street. Fund sponsorship is still pretty light. You can see in the block there that at the end of March, 73 funds own the stock. So there's plenty of room for more fund managers to discover this stock. But I like the technical action, and this is we like IPOs. We like to catch stocks in the early stages of their move. So I think technicals look very strong here.
Yeah, Hayward about 8% above the 10-week line. And as you say, impressive to see it hold the gains from this IPO-based breakout. Such a strong move out of that initial base.
And at 8% above the 10-week moving average, I mean, the stock really does not look like it's all that extended to me. I mean, it came down, pulled back in very, very light volume. You can see that two-week decline. There was really no volume there, and then volume picked up again. And it doesn't look extended to me. I think if you had some money to put to work, a small position right here close to the 10-week line, could work out.
And Applied Materials, a stock that we've been talking about a lot in recent months as it continues to carve up the right side of this consolidation here, but arguably can at these levels actionable. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think the 142.12 pivot is totally legitimate, and Market Smith is showing a close of around 142.40. But right now, this is a stock that is just a classic example of a stock kind of limping through a pivot point. So you look at the last several up days for the stock, there really hasn't been any volume at all. Granted, again, we're in a low volume period in the market during the summertime, but I think for stock market bulls, you like the fact that a lot of these chip names are setting up. Even the the SMH and the SOXL, some of these semiconductor ETFs are doing pretty well. And here's a look at the SMH. So volume is light in this as well. But the Nasdaq rally could continue to work very nicely if we can just start to see some meaningful signs of institutional buying in the chip sector, like the setups in AMAT, SMH, LRCX is another chip equipment firm that's setting up. So overall, the action looks pretty good in the chip sector, and if these things really get moving, this could give the Nasdaq a nice lift.
And what about Vale, a miner that has held up very well compared with other mining stocks in the last couple of weeks, as we saw a shift from the more industrial economic recovery plays to the technology sector?
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit uncanny because, a lot of this is a pretty big industry group, the mining metal ores group. But when you look at, names like Alcoa, Freeport-McMoRan, Rio Tinto, Southern Copper, all of these miners have really sold off quite a bit. Here's Alcoa, Freeport. You can see below its 50-day moving average. Rio Tinto, I think it's RT.
Rio.
Rio. So a lot of sell-offs in the metal ores mining group, but Valle continues to hold near highs, and it's showing relative price strength. It could be because, they're based in Brazil, and they do have a lot of exposure to a lot of different areas. In other words, it's just not an iron ore miner. It's not a gold miner. It's not a copper miner. It's spread out in a lot of different areas in mining. I know they're involved in the making of potash and other fertilizer nutrients, but they do have some exposure in iron and
so a little bit more diversified.
Very diversified mining company. So it is kind of the lone wolf in the group right now, but still watching this one to make a meaningful move over the 23 level.
Yeah, so it'd be good to see it punch into new highs with some volume behind it. Maybe we can even get that RS line in new highs as well if it can do that.
Yeah, it's really close. I would call this relative strength line pretty healthy. It's up near highs, and I just like overall the price and volume action here. And it's a good looking weekly chart, and it's not a stock that's made just a monstrous move here. It's not up 300-400% over the past year or two. It's still could be in the early stages of a move here. So I like the look of Valle here.
All right. Thank you so much, Ken, for your analysis. It's great to have you back. And thank you all for watching. We will have continued analysis tomorrow morning on IBD Live. So we hope you join us, investors.com/IBD Live, for our daily morning live stream, an expanded version of us breaking down stock charts, talking about market conditions and portfolio management strategies. So we hope you join us there. Thanks again, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.